ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chop Talk. I am your co-host, Andre C. Right over here. It's the all she's I messed it up. She is the Hurt Princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
Uh, I'm in agony right now, I'm not gonna lie. I have been doing a lot of work with my sister who was up in town this week. We were eating a lot of garbage and shit around, her more than me. I after I hurt myself here, I pinched a nerve in my back and my whole part of my left hand doesn't like to have feeling for part of the day. Tendonitis as a result of it. My rotator cuff is fucked. Good times. Good times. She
Yeah,
needs some pain meds after this. Andre, how are you doing?
I am doing just fine.
Yay.
Yeah, it's been a weird week. I
Mm.
got to hang out with you, some friends, other friends, and then you and some friends on Sunday. Then Monday and Tuesday were just really weird days, and I think I figured it out because I took a few days off from working out, and I think not getting my workout rush in screwed me up. So like, got up super early this morning. Got up at 5:30. Went and worked out at 6 a.m. this morning. Then went and worked all day, and I'm here to talk about some professional wrestling that I didn't go to.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. Hey,
Uh,
it's good that you went to the gym though, man. Like, even though I'm hurting, I still go to the gym to stretch at least, make the best of what my
mm,
gym membership cost is, but I still get a pretty good stretch. I still got on the like spreader machine. At least try to work the booty a little bit. It's gonna be like a booty week. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to scooty my booty, but like we're gonna do our best.
I'll message Rich and see if he's got any good workouts for you with your shoulder out of place.
Oh, if it
Hey,
involves lifting my arm over the shoulder level, it's not gonna work
he-
because I just get pain.
Rich had a bad shoulder injury. He's a personal trainer. He worked around it as well as
True.
workouts. So he knows workouts to do around your shoulder.
He
Excuse
does
me.
indeed. He does indeed. Have to reach out to the king there. Help
You
me.
do.
For the love
The
of all
real
things
king.
holy.
The real king. The rich king.
Scandal, scandal. I mean, that I didn't get my Weston on this show.
Only
So
one
I'm a
king showed up
little
this weekend, I guess.
disappointed. Yeah, and it was a brief show. Like it was 6 matches. Um, a lot better than others.
Yeah. Hey,
It was such a fun fracking show though. This was my sister did feel that there would be some overwhelmingness happening if she did go to the rec room and we were still working at the house. And the Norwood is just closer, gives us an opportunity to cover more than one wrestling. And I feel like the environment was nice. It was calm for her, and I got her drunk for a fraction of the frickin' price that I would have at the rec room.
oh,
So
I'll props the recommend. I love that place. I love the venue. I
mm,
very much enjoyed the presentation and the wrestling that happens there. But it's expensive. It is
mhm.
expensive, and I spent $20 just on desserts, on two
Yeah,
desserts.
yeah, I think my sister spent a little bit, just a little bit more on that. She got 7 beers and absolutely, absolutely trashed. Um, as did the rest of us later. But let's get into it, my man, because this will be a brief one. But do your spiel. Do your spiel real quick.
Before we get into it, I want to thank each and every one of you guys because we love you oh so very, very much. We love all the support you give us, whether it's here on Andre Mill Wrestling Talk, there, whether it's on Backbreaker Video, or it's on Sunday night's main event in our audio form for all the Japanese wrestling content. Thank you so very much for supporting us. We really do appreciate it. And by supporting us, you can like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Don't forget to don't forget to share stuff to all your friends, family, and all the awesome, wonderful people in the world. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello. As you
Yo,
see, I didn't come up with anything weird today. I just don't have the brain capacity for that to come up with weird things about the people you should share us to.
that's fair. That's fair. I'm not gonna try because I'm in so much pain. I can't even. I can't focus. let's get into the first match, my friend. This is weird that I'm leading everything. Match one was the amazing Kat Von Hees versus Phil Deadly. Very happy to see Kat coming out first, opening up the show with an awesome match. She put Deadly through a circuit in the front, like at the beginning part of this match, just throwing him around, chain wrestling. Like they had a really great, solid start to this match. She did one of your favorite moves, got him in the Tree of Woe, one of the ELP's classics, got him in the Tree of Woe, went up there to help him out, and gosh darn, she needed a stepping stool. What better way to get up there than stepping on a deadly ding-a-ding?
Oh, she pulled a Taiji Ishimori. All right.
Yeah, ELP used to do that also when he was with Taiji Ishimori, yeah.
I know.
Um,
I just like calling
I
it a
loved
Taiji
it.
Ishimori. He still because
I
Ishimori
loved
still
it.
does it.
He
Yeah.
does. He does still do it. He's a little more savage. She was a little more subtle about it, so she was able to kind of get as much standage in there as possible. Smart woman, smart woman.
Hmm.
Kat also hitting a really great green killer on Phil Dudley. I can't remember if it was inside the ring or not. I think it was still inside the ring before following it up with some crazy loud ass chops. That woman's chops are just so damn good. There was a hesitation drop kick to Cat done by Deadly after a really awesome strike and sweep combo where I almost like was like that looks like almost like a combination cabron setup there. It was so good with that nice little leg sweep. However, at the end, Cat is able to hit him with that. Oh, that's beautiful facebuster thing that she does.
Oh, the is it the Angel's Wing or is it the one where she hooks him from behind? Oh, Jaded. Or is it the one like they're bent over and she hooks the arms?
Bent over and hooked.
Okay, Angel's Wings.
Angel's wings. Okay, she hit him with that for the win. Really, really nice opener. It wasn't too long, wasn't too short. Set up the crowd really good. Really, really great match overall. Um, Matt, what do you think about all the ish that I was able to remember?
Again, I'm a big fan of Phil Deadly. He's always come in here. I know he's running around the Saskatchewan circuit, the BC circuit. I've seen him through a bunch. He's really, really good. I've seen him a few times at the LPW and then some other promotions. He's really, really enjoyable. The cat, she always delivers in everything that she does, and
Mhm,
the cat, you can't. You can't have a bad match with Kat Von Hees because she elevates everybody she gets in there with, and she's
mhm,
just that damn good that you can't help but enjoy what she's doing in the ring.
mhm. I agree. I agree. It's been so nice seeing her at these shows again. And then having her open up the show with such intensity and such energy was so, so fun. So we're going to move on to the next match, which was it had a very fun reaction from the crowd. It was the Barricade taking on Jack O'Connor. Um, I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention or something, but I didn't know that O'Connor was going to be on the show. Is that Jules's face that you
Yes,
just put Barricade's
the,
picture on?
the the originally scheduled match
Was
was
Jules
Rick
on?
Jules versus Jack O'Connor on the
Okay,
graphic,
okay.
so I had to put Barricade's face
I
on
missed
Jules's
this
body.
graphic.
Yeah,
I missed this graphic going into the show, so when Jack came out, I actually popped like 10 times more than I would have because I actually legitimately was excited because
I,
I didn't know
that
he was gonna be there.
my biggest disappointment about not going to this show is not getting to see Jack O'Connor because I'm a huge Jack O'Connor fan.
Well,
Yeah.
you would have absolutely loved this match because the story that these 2 told in this was actually, like, surprisingly interesting. When I saw these 2 come out, I was like, "This is an interesting David and Goliath
Mhm.
kinda angle that we're gonna go into," and Barricade doing his Barricade things, the big guy wrestling, trying to get his hands on O'Connor, and when he did, yeet, 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 he was yeeting O'Connor around like a mamma jamma, but Jack O'Connor bringing out that MMA kind of background. What is it, jujitsu that he has?
Yeah, I think
Bob
it's
and
Brazilian
weave,
Jiu Jitsu. Yeah.
bob and weave, bob and weave. He was just doing his best to stay out of Barricade's way and tiring him out in the process. It was actually a really, really fun match. And I couldn't even begin to describe to you the submission that O'Connor managed to get Barricade in, but he got Barricade down on the ground and he submitted the Barricade for the win.
Oh! Oh, Jack
So
O'Connor
not
wins.
yeah, not only did we get Jack O'Connor, we got in a Jack O'Connor win. And
Nice.
curiously, he was a face. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Barricade's been a bad guy the last little while, right?
He
So
was. Yeah. It was a very fun match. I couldn't like again, I am not good at the match moves names or stuff like that because Jack was putting on a circuit, but I don't know the names of these submissions, some of these moves, but it was just a really fun little story that these two told, just kind of to follow up with the really fun energy of the first match. Andre, do you have anything else you want to say about this?
well, you speak about not knowing the moves. According to some people, I don't know moves. So yeah.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, Mr. Person.
Oh,
I just say
simmer
Mr.
down,
Person.
simmer down.
I'm just saying Mr. Person. I'm not calling them out.
Tranquilo. Gonna
Tranquilo.
move on
But
to the match
I,
that
I was gonna say,
oh no, sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I love me the Barricade. I've
Mhm,
known the Barricade personally for a lot of years now. When I worked with RCW for years, um, and Jack O'Connor, I just love his rise since he joined Top Talent. When he joined Top Talent, and then
mhm,
he's here in RCW. I
mhm.
I'm very disappointed I missed this from two of my favorite people in professional wrestling. So I am sad that I missed this one.
I did get to talk to Jack a little briefly after his match, and he was really happy with how it went. So I'm very happy that we got to see him. Well, I got to see him on the
Yeah,
show. So
I'm
we're gonna
glad
move
for you.
on.
I'm glad
Okay.
for you.
We're gonna move on to the next match, which was not my favorite. What the fuck? Okay.
It was supposed to be Barricade with the Moondog guy.
Right.
So I had to put
Yeah.
Dude's face on there.
So we got Team Steve, Stephen Wild, and Steven Styles with Tyrone. One
Yeah.
good thing in this match.
Yeah.
Versus
He
Cannonball
he's better
Kelly.
when he's wearing a certain costume, but
You know, he did phenomenal in this, man. We're going to talk about it. So, yes, Team Steve taking on Cannonball Kelly and Moondog Mason with
yes.
Johnny Two Fingers, who's a widow guy wearing a pink blazer that I loved. I wanted to steal it. I don't think it would fit my shoulders, though. Such a waste. Um, Yeah, the little Johnny, I have to remember what his name is so I can just say them, the little guy. Johnny speaks about kind of started a nice little promo, sounded like it was going to be nice, and then starts trashing the Oilers. So automatically we're like, oh, okay, these guys are the heels of the group. Um, Team Steve comes out, and as Cannonball gets up into the corner to antagonize the crowd, Steve Styles runs over and sticks his thumb up Cannonball Kelly's ass, got the thumb bum spot, and proceeded to die a little when he smoked it.
Again?
I
He did
don't,
this
hey,
to
you know what? We're not going to judge Steven Styles on his kinks. This is 2024. You do what you gotta do to get through the
It's
match. If
not a
that's
kink,
sticking your
it's not a kink, that's assault.
the wrestling, my God. What do you
It's
think that
assault.
is?
That is technically sexual assault.
Essay, I think
Technically.
we're yes. Anyway, I will say the nice thing, Stephen Wild, he had some really great chops against Cannonball Kelly. And why I say these were really great chops is Cannonball Kelly was wearing a shirt, and these chops were still very loud and clappy. So I appreciate that. Um, Styles obviously with his suplexes are so good, but he also did a really great leg drop. I don't know if it was intentional, but Unagi Sayaka, where she kind of does that pull up with her feet to do the leg drop.
Mhm.
Styles pulled that off. A kind of style drop kick. It actually, from my angle, looked really good.
Wow,
Um,
he's added a second good move to his repertoire?
yeah, I'm going to assume so. I'm going to hope so. Uh, um, there was what I called a forced blow job by Cannonball on Stephen Wild, where Wild, I believe, was hanging upside down somehow, and Cannonball just kind of threw his face in his balls. Uh, I didn't know what else to call it so that I would remember it. Sorry. That's just what it looked like also. Um, but there is a twisting neck breaker on Wild on a Cannon, and then actually the managers on the outside started having a lot of stuff over in the corner that I couldn't really see what was going on. And then eventually I saw Tyrone just pulling like firemen's carry Moondog and just walk out of the venue with him. So I was like, oh, we're in the glorious chaos part of this match. Yeah. But with that neckbreaker, Wild picked up the win on Cannonball Kelly. Um, this wasn't as spectacularly bad as Team Steve's matches usually are, but if I had to pick a least favorite match of the night, it was probably this one. But again, it wasn't as bad as I'm used to seeing. This is, I think, my second or third time seeing Cannonball Kelly. I think my second time seeing Mason. Kelly was in the match far, far more than Mason. I barely remember Mason being like, I know he was in there, but I barely remember anything he kind of did. Um, I'd like to see them do something a little bit more memorable when they're starting to come into these shows, because I have heard, especially Cannonball, spoken of very, very highly by our good friend Mr. Bobby Money Munson. So I'd like to start seeing what PPW is getting here a little bit more. I don't know if it's maybe just that he's in these big tag matches, so he doesn't really get to shine, because he did spend a lot of his time being yeeted around by Wild. So yeah, I would like to see a little bit more of that if he's going to continue to be on the show. But yeah, Andre, any comments on this bad boy?
Team Steve wasn't that bad. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, right.
More
You know,
thumb. I guess we get thumb bums on every show, and people putting their faces in other people's, or putting their crotches in other people's faces. All right.
it was kind of like, how hokey Yano matches can get, right?
Yeah.
That was kind of what it was. It was a Yano match, which I'm okay with, because all the other matches that came afterwards were very serious, and the matches that came before also pretty serious. So it was, I think, that needed comedy match in the show to help make the flow of it continue. So yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna move on to the next match, which is a little bit of a tearjerker. And this was a best of 3 series, you were saying, Andre?
Yeah. So there was from what I read from the RCW site, it was these two faced off on Thursday night in Lloyd. I think it was Lloyd Minister. Friday night in
Mm-hmm.
Edmonton, and Saturday night in Calgary, in a best of 3 Alberta series.
Cool. So Bobby came out, announced that he was going to be dedicating this match to his father, who had recently passed, R.I.P. So yeah, this was, I had a lot of high expectations for this match, and boy howdy, as you like to say, these guys fracking delivered. Bobby Sharp, Harlan Abbott. Oh, these guys were all over the frickin' place, and the crowd was absolute fire. This match was like, you can tell these guys grew up training together in this business. You can tell these guys know each other like the back of their hands. The Just the smoothness, the fluidity of these two's work was just so freaking good. Bobby with I think it was a tope suicida. I always get the conhilo is in between the first and second rope, right?
Conhilo is over the top. Suicida is
Okay.
through the ropes.
Okay, so it was a tope suicida by Bobby on Harlan. They were kind of trading these back and forth. All of them were like, both of them were able to get off their topes. There was I think it was a slingshot swanton bomb by Bobby done to Harlan Abbott at one point. A delayed suplex by Harlan on Bobby looks so good. More tope suicidas. The slingshot into the corner by Bobby was pretty good. I didn't know if that was what it was called, where you have the ankles and you just fall backwards and eat into the corner.
Yeah, you slingshot their face up into the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. That's the best I could call it, a slingshot or pendulum
Yay.
slamming their face into the something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, he brought him from he was laying on his back. He picked him up by the feet and slingshot him into the top
Mhm.
turnbuckle. Um, there was a German suplex by Bobby, and after that, both these guys collapsed. So Bobby wasn't able to capitalize on the pin, but the German though was so solid and so out of nowhere. He just suddenly wrapped his hands around him and just the speed in which Bobby was wrestling with Harlan. I've seen him go fast like that before, but it was like he stepped up to another level to meet with Harlan, who we know has been getting a lot of speed lately. I always got to comment the spinning, spilling, spinning heel kick from Bobby is just, it's so good. It's so perfection and it lands every single time. There was a backslide from Bobby and also a, Shining Wizard follow up after. I actually looked away for the finish, so I don't actually know how Harlan defeated Bobby because I was talking to Alyssa, freaking Alyssa. So yeah, I didn't see how Harlan defeated Bobby, but I believe it was a bit of a roll up.
All right.
So Harlan Abbott defeating Bobby. I feel like Bobby won in Lloydminster. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I think so because they said this is. They
Would
said
make
this is
sure
the
with the
best of
series
three.
going to 3.
Yeah, and spoiler being, Harlan Abbott did win the series in Calgary. So
Mm,
yeah,
mm. Not surprising. Not surprising. These two are so good. Again, they know each other so, so well. It's like, what has Harlan been able to pick up training at Top Talent? You know, to just get that little bit better.
yeah, I'd be down to see these guys tie it up in Top Talent. I'd like to see these guys work a big match there because I think they could just
Oh yeah,
go crazy there, and I think it'd be awesome.
100%. Just watch out for the hole.
Watch out for the hole.
We're gonna move on. Watch out for the hole. Match 5 is a tag team match with some very interesting stipulation. Dalton Rogue and Shaun Martens taking on Crude Oil Cody Mack, Crazy Mofo Kamikaze. Stipulation being if Rogue and Martens are able to defeat Mac and Cam, that they will get title shots at them at some time. It wasn't specified when. I guess the guys get to choose if they win. Um, a little confusing for me because I thought that Son of Irish was going after Cody Mack's title. Don't really know what's going on with that. Hopefully, Son of Irish kind of makes his presence renowned so that we know what's going on with that. Um, there's a leg scissors done pretty early by, I think it was a leg scissors done by Cody Mack. Um, Started off, I believe, with Martens and Cody Mack, based on my notes here. The chops by Mac on Martens were really, really good. That dude, Martin, scares the hell out of me. Just his voice. I think I mentioned it before. I don't know what it is about his voice, but he yells, and I'm like, scares me. I don't know why. I'm so intimidated by it. Um, Dalton and Martins very much seems like reluctant partners in this. Like, I feel like Rogue is kind of that like neutral guy who's like, he's not a heel, he's not a face. He does what he needs to for himself to elevate himself and get himself where he wants. So there were times where like Martins would be like, come on, come help me. And he's like, no. He just put his hands back and go into the corner, get out onto the apron. So it was very, but then there were moments where he would get in there and he would help him out and try to kind of gain the upper hand on there. So I really, it was very interesting to see the dynamic between these two. Whereas Cam and Mac, they were just, they worked together. I feel like they've worked together in the past,
It's possible. I
whether
can't
it be
remember.
against each other or as a tag team. They just seem to flow really, really effortlessly. Um, there was a really good drop kick by Dalton to Mac in the corner to knock him down there. Body slam by Mac on Dalton as well. These guys were so good. And Dalton and Mac, I think, was a match I didn't know that I wanted until I saw them in the ring together, and I was like, "Ooh, I need to see that one-on-one." Calgary did the next night. Motherfuckers. Why? I wanted to see Dalton versus Leo, and we got Leo versus Harlan, which was a great match, but I definitely would have preferred to see Dalton versus Leo. Back to this before I get too sidetracked. There was an atomic drop by Cam on Martens. I just love the atomic drops. You know I love those moves because they look so fun. It just looks so silly too. Okay. What did I write down? Okay, so there was a flying crossbody done by Dalton onto Mac. And they fall to the outside, and it was a rough fall, especially for Dalton. Mac kind of did roll off the like apron and stuff. Rogue just kind of little concerning. But yeah, there was the crossbody there. It distracts the ref, which allows Martens. He pulled something out of his pants. Not going to make speculations about your strap on, but like he pulled something out of his pants, hit Cam with it, knocks him out. Yeah. Shaun Martens pins Camikaze, earning himself and Dalton Rogue opportunities at Camikaze and Crude Oil Cody Max titles. Martens then cut a promo. Good promo. I like that these guys are sometimes cutting promos. Not everything needs a promo. Pick and choose your battles. But yeah, Martens cut a promo after. You don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm coming for that title. I've really enjoyed this match. Had a really good time with it. These four guys are just so experienced, so talented, and just flowed so well despite the hesitation between Rogue and Martens there. Andre, do you have any comments for this bad boy?
I'm sad I missed this because, again, all four members of this match, I've been a big supporter of Shaun Martens for a long time. I think this guy is absolutely amazing. He's one of the best pure heels in wrestling, and I respect what he does so well as a heel. I think the only person probably better than him as a pure heel is Andy Anderson, and that's just special. Dalton Rogue, I think this kid is an absolute, like, I've been harsh in the past, calling out some shit at a show, and I regret it now. I'll admit it, I regret that because I think he's absolutely phenomenal. Cody Mack is just, the guy has just been showing up every time and just killing it. Like last show, we were at 3 matches in one night and almost had it win in that Gladiator Cup, and just he's so good. And then Camikaze, I've been watching this guy since I started watching independent professional wrestling back in like 08 when I was watching this guy in PWA when he wore a mask, and just I so sad I missed him. I love it. I've got USB drive I bought from him a while back where I'm watching old Kamikaze matches, and it's been so cool to rewatch them. And just a little side note to anybody, if you want to know a little more about Kamikaze, check out McGuire on Wrestling on Facebook and get their RSS feed and download the podcast. There's a full length interview with Mike McGuire interviewing Kamikaze after a CWE show, and I highly recommend it. It just gives you a lot of little back knowledge on the guy from years ago, and then on about his return to professional wrestling in the last few years. So yeah, I highly recommend checking that out.
After the show, also, I got to sit there and talk with Mr. Rogue a little bit. My sister certainly left with a big old crush on him. And Andre, look what I got. Autographed picture.
Nice.
Don't mind the lipstick kisses on it. That's what a good time.
That's from when you were drunk. Okay.
Yeah, that was later in the night. Once I got the girlies home safe. we're going to move on to the main event, which featured Love of My Life, Mitch Clarke taking on Rohan Raja.
Ah,
Um,
I'm so mad I missed this match.
it
I
was so good.
I remember
So good.
Rohan from when he was in PWA when he first trained with Lance Storm and was first coming up. And I think this dude is awesome. Oh, I'm so pissed I missed this match.
Well, I mean, I was sending videos to Kat throughout this match, and she was like, I wish
I
I was
know.
there.
She was
Uh,
showing some of the videos to me because I was sitting next to
yeah,
her.
yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. Um, it was really funny. I really enjoyed how Rohan did this. He came out and he started doing his promo before Clark even came out. And he was at first, he let us in, he baited us, made us seem like he's doing something nice, saying something sweet, and then bam, just right in the gut, just starts slamming Edmonton. Clear and obvious heel. So that when Mitch Clarke came out, who is usually kind of a neutral heel, crowd was very much popping for him. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't take a whole ton of notes on this because I just watched and enjoyed this one. I also had to do with my sister, who was a little tipsy at that time, and Alyssa was super excited. This was just a fun main event. They also did spend a lot of time on the other side, on the outside of the ring there. So
Mm.
like Vicky, Mandy, Ronnie all got a really awesome show over there. Um, the only thing that I did say that I really, really liked and I had to write down, which was mentioned the arm through the rope thing. You know how Desperado will hold on to the wrist and step out through the rope and then go down and tie your arm up in the rope, like how he does the step out to the apron and back in?
Yeah. Yeah, like he steps through
Rohan did.
the rope and then brings it. Like he steps through the rope, brings it back, and like twisting on the arm, right?
Yeah, 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 where it
Yeah.
kind of like wraps the arm on the rope. Rohan did that to Mitch. I was like, well, it's
Mm.
interesting because usually that's Mitch kind of doing those kind of things. So it's interesting to see the tables turned a little bit.
Mm.
Otherwise, these guys just had a really great circuit in the ring, kind of eating each other all over the place. Mitch doing his tie up stuff. But like, yeah, I just really watched and enjoyed this match. I'm not gonna lie, even if I could try to name off some of the names or the names of the moves, these guys were moving so fast that if I looked away, I would probably miss something else freaking incredible that they were doing. This was a tremendous main event. I was really, really happy with it. My sister was whistling up a storm at this point. It was so, so good. And she also, big crush on the love of my life. I'm just saying. It's clearly an eligible man. Andre, do you have any comments on this one?
Again, just super disappointed in misses. Again, I've been a Mitch Clarke fan since he was in UFC. Watched him well through there. I was a big fan of him when he came to MPW. Then eventually when he moved over to RCW, I'm a huge fan of the guy. And then Rohan Raja, again, I've been watching him since his early days in PWA and watched
Mhm.
him all through his NXT UK career. And again, he's a guy that these companies are sleeping on. He really should be at a much higher level. That's saying somebody should have him picked up and signed to a contract by now. And he's so good. He's so good.
Oh, I didn't say love of my life for one.
Oh,
Mitch Clarke was
I
my.
with what?
I didn't see if it was a spindly bindly.
I mean, a
I
Ludwig van
didn't see
Driver.
spindly bindly.
It's a Ludwig van
Love of
Driver.
my life, he does a spindly bindly. I need him to do a dingle dangle, and then my life will just be complete. Can he do
Jesus.
the dingle dangle? Does he do the dingle dangle? I might marry the next person who does a dingle dangle for a Melball.
I guess I'm telling Squig to do that. Or no,
No,
Steve Wild.
they're married, you sick fuck. Rude, rude. Now I can't tell anybody what the dingle dangle is. Y'all need to figure it out.
Well, I'll tell everybody.
Overall, though, man, overall, this was actually a pretty good show. I think that it was a great one to bring my sister to have just some calm, really good entertainment. She took a lot of video. She really, really enjoyed herself. Um, yeah, you missed a gooder, man. Missed a gooder. The turnout was pretty decent. I would have liked to see a little bit more. But I don't know how much advertising was done for this one. Obviously, I missed Jack O'Connor, so probably not very good. You guys can, I mean, one of your champions does marketing. Maybe consult her, see if she can help you out with some suggestions and stuff to get the crowd kind of in here because this was a great show. We've been seeing RCW put on solid shows.
Mhm.
My complaints coming out of it is that not enough people see it. We need to figure that out. I can only invite so many people. Can only get the horde going so much. We need to get more outside people coming and
Yeah.
staying consistently.
Yeah, we split the horde tonight, so it was a little odd.
Yeah, we did split the horde. It was weird. So weird. Yeah, I think that brings us to the end of it, my friend, unless you have anything else you'd like to say.
No, I am very disappointed I missed this card. It sounded like a really fun night of wrestling. But I was at my own fun night of wrestling that you'll find out tomorrow on Chop Talk, when I'll be talking LPW 27 Slam Unreal featuring Alan Angels.
Yay.
But we're going to look exactly the same because we're going to film it right after this.
We sure are.
Oh, jeez.
Kooky
Well,
kooky.
we have come to the end of another episode of Andre Melball's Chop Talk. So I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us here. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. We love hearing from you. Don't forget to share us out, tell your friends, family, and just all those other awesome people you know. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to be alerted every time I drop a new video.
Ding dong.
You can find me on the X at That Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at That Canada Dude. You can find me on Facebook at Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk, or right here on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/at Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk. You can find all of our Japanese wrestling content simulcasted over at SundayNightsMainEvent.com, and you can also support them by going to patreon.com/SNMB Radio or choptees.com/SNME Radio to get their merchandise over there. Also want to give a big thank you to our friends over at Our Local Establishment, being our partners in crime for everything that we do. Twitch.tv/Our Local Establishment and YouTube.com/at Our Local Establishment. You can find me there this coming Wednesday. I think it is the 12th. Yeah, the 12th of, no, 10th. Sorry, the 10th of July. You can find me and my boy Ol Ed doing Marvel Talk as we continue on the MCU rebound, and as we're getting closer to Deadpool and Wolverine. But we're going to be talking the second Avengers movie, Avengers: Age of Ultron. We are already there. It's the 5th movie in Phase 2, and I'm looking forward to that one because I quite enjoy that movie. I know a lot of people. It's not super high on the list. I very much enjoy this movie. It's not super high on my list, but it's higher up there than a lot of other ones. So looking forward to that. So you check us out this coming Wednesday. Then one more shout out to our boy Mike the Ref for simulcasting all of our stuff over at youtube.com/at Backbreaker Video. Thank you so much, my boy. If you want to see him live, go to twitch.tv/Mike the Ref every Wednesday, Saturday, and pay-per-view Sunday. You can find him doing AEW watch-alongs, and every other day of the week he's there playing video games, whether it's sports, whether it's adventure, RPG, whatever it is. Go check him out, twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. And if you want replays of his gaming content, go to youtube.com/at Backbreaker_gaming, where you can find content from him, Mr. PJC, Mr. Rick Jules, and their frequent guest,
Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. I can't move it too fast today. We love Kayla J here.
Where can they find you?
If you're wanting to follow on Melball, you can follow her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can follow her on everything else: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can also find me on Our Local Establishment's programming, Japanese Wrestling Update with this guy on Friday. And this week we're going live at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, because we have confirmed that. We have absolutely confirmed that. But we are going to. It's a thing. You can also find me on Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel, where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase, and we got stuff to talk about. I'm a convincer. I'm going to try to convince you to do a show this week, because, man, we got stuff. If you're wanting to watch RCW Wrestling, we will leave a link in the description box below. You go to Real Canadian Wrestling on their Facebook, where you can find a link to all of their events and their Eventbrite ticket purchasing services. You can also get in the know with some of your favorite local wrestlers, so you can try to get some tickets off of them in advance instead, so you don't have to pay the service fees. If you're interested in being a referee, manager, or professional wrestler, we will leave a link to Top Talent Wrestling in the description box below. You can go to their website, check out the services they offer, and also purchase tickets to any of the Top Talent shows that are coming up. I believe in July they are not having a show at Midway, because they are going to be performing at Klondike Days? K-Days? What is it called?
Mhm. Yeah, K-Days. On K-Days, they're doing the 19th, and then they're doing the 22nd through to the 26th. And there's going to be 4
Yeah.
shows a day at like 1:45, 3:45, 5:45, and 7:45. So if you're there checking out the music or the rest of the fair, go check out some matches from Top Talent.
Absolutely.
And they'll be back in Edmonton on August 9th, the day before my birthday.
There you go. There we go. Andre, my trusted friend and colleague, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
I just want to say thank y'all so much for all the great support. Please keep liking the video, subscribing to the channel, commenting down below, sharing your thoughts to your friends, family, and other great people in the world. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so we can alert every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello.
And that being said, I am your Melball. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Mwah.